So for everyone that's new to juicing, I started out with a centrifuge juicer, and that is what I've had for the last 18, 19 years. I spent a whole paycheck on it in my very early 20s when my daughter was just born. And at the time, that was really good technology. And to be honest with you, it's lasted me this long because it is really good sound technology. The centrifuge juicer grinds up the food and then spins out the juice, and it has a tendency to froth it up a lot. So it's not ideal for like orange juice, citrus juice, that kind of thing. Over the years, it is just done worse and worse with kale and greens and stuff like that. And so I decided to go with a different technology that's out now and it's very common. It's actually way less expensive. I paid hundreds of dollars less for this juicer than I did for the previous one. It's called a masticating juicer, and what it does is it like grinds and squeezes out the juices. So it's more ideal for kale and leafy greens and those kind of things. So if you like green juices like I do, then this is the type of juicer that would work out better for you. That being said, the centrifuge juicer that I had previously had a large orifice, so you could stick a whole giant apple in it without having to cut it up. I'm not really enjoying the process of having to have a whole cutting board out and cutting everything up into tiny little pieces in order to juice it, but it went relatively quick. This video that you're watching right now is literally the first time I ever used it. So you can see that even between this video and the next video that I really improved. Something else that I wanted to note too is both juicers do a really good job at extracting all the juice. You can see the pulp coming out of the end and dropping into the bucket there. In this juicer and in the previous juicer, that was something that always came out really dry. So that was something that is the same about both of them. One thing I do have to say about this juicer is the thing that I like the most about it is that you can see here it has a spout that I can open and close. So I can remove that receptacle that the juice is falling in and go pour it out somewhere. I wish there was something similar for when the pulp comes out the other end, because I was trying to have to like switch it out really quick. In the centrifuge juicer, it didn't have this option. When the thing was full, it was full. So even though the container that the juice goes in is very small, there's a way you can turn it on and off. You have a little bit of a better view here of the pulp that's coming out of the end. Like I mentioned before, it comes out really dry, but there's no way to turn on or off this coming out of there. And sometimes it comes out of there really, really fast, and sometimes it comes out of there really, really slow. So the only thing I could say is it fills up pretty quickly because it's a tiny receptacle. So if you maybe start out with a larger receptacle, like a larger bowl or something, then that would probably be a better idea. So you're not having to stop and change this out so often. I believe here you're seeing the second or the third time that I use this juicer. And as you can tell, like I'm getting a lot of juice out of it. And this is 3 apples, 4 carrots, a large thing of curly kale, a smaller thing of the dino kale, 1 piece of ginger, and 1 lemon. And it's giving me about almost a full half gallon of juice just from that quantity of juice. So this is giving me more juice with the same amount of vegetables than my old juicer was, because the old juicer just wasn't working as well as it should. So it's definitely giving me a whole lot more juice, which I really like, and saves me time so I don't have to constantly be making juice twice a day. One of the reasons why I started doing juicing a long time ago is because after I had my first child, I had a lot of problems with my stomach. And to be honest with you, I'd had problems with my stomach before. Being, a kid and then also a teenager, and then living out on my own whenever I was very young, a young teenager. I didn't have a whole lot of guidance as to how to eat or anything. So I really had to teach myself about nutrition. And there was a very long period in my late teens and early 20s where I really wasn't making a whole lot of money, and I wasn't able to eat appropriately or healthy. And I also wasn't equipped with the knowledge so much that, the food was going to be my medicine. So what we have done here is I've added a layer of organic compost to the top of all the beds. It's about an inch, it might be a little bit deeper in some places. And I'm just laying that right over the straw that we put down for the end of the winter garden to kind of close it up. I do layered gardening. It's just like creating a lasagna. You're creating layers of organic matter with nutrients on top. It's a no-dig gardening style. It's just really low maintenance and pretty easy. And I'm kind of a lazy gardener. I'm more experimental than I am scientific. So I'm adding all that on there. I definitely do not have enough bags. I got all the bags that they had at Plants for All Seasons the other day, but they only had 5, and I usually need about 8 to cover my beds. So we'll do what we can with what we have today, and then probably get some more either later today or tomorrow from a different store, or maybe the same store even. And then we're going to start putting stuff in the ground. We're going to start putting carrots in. We're also going to put in Malabar spinach. We're going to put all the lettuces in that I've pre-seeded. And we're going to get this garden started. The end of the last frost should be here near Ostera, which is around the 20th of March. But I think the last frost date for this particular zip code is March 15th for this year. So as long as we wait to put the not frost hardy plants out until after then they should be fine. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at today. Just wanted to explain a little bit of what we're doing. Editing Lindsay again. Here I'm putting that Sluggo on the compost. We had talked about it in the previous video. It prevents the slugs and the cutworms and everything, which really like to go after the seedlings. I'm also putting it all around the perimeter of the garden. Last year I had a hell of a time growing anything because the slugs and the cutworms were just cutting off all of my seedlings at the ground level. So I'm just being extra precautious this year and putting tons of it. In fact, ended up using this whole giant canister of it, and I'm going to order another one today. Also, as a reminder, this is Omni approved, so it is an approved organic gardening method. So this is actually how I like to do carrots. I learned this from Roots and Refuge. Before that, I was constantly losing my carrot seeds. So you put your compost down, you make sure it's wet, you sprinkle the seeds on it, and then you lay a board across the top of it. I'm trying a new carrot this year, the Carrata. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but that in addition to some of the other ones that I've done in previous years. And I'm going to succession sow these. So I'm doing basically a board wide of it.